Yes.
Excellent. All right, so we're live. Is this going to be one of those ones?
We are live, and we're just hanging out for just a minute just to let people get here.
Excellent.
And get their seats and get settled. Everybody.
You mean everyone's not already awake and was here at 7 a.m. with us?
Yeah, come on. How many people were here with us at the sneak preview? We've got a bunch of new stuff today. Pretty cool. So this is day 3.
3.
Yeah, all day.
My brain is already accustomed to like, okay, so there's like 4.5 days of Comic-Con, and I'm like, wait, but this is Sideshow Con. This is a whole different beast. There's going to be 7 days?
Yeah.
All right.
While we're waiting for people to get here, we have like 1 or 2 more minutes. I'm just going to do a quick pan through. We're not going to talk about any of these pieces yet.
I'm going to rest my voice and enjoy a walk around with you, but we got a lot of cool stuff to look at.
A quick walk around with you guys and show you some of the things we're going to be deep diving and talking about as we go today. Oh my gosh, so much new stuff today. I love it. Okay, we've got just 1 more minute. What have you guys been most excited about to see today? I just want to know.
On this day 3.
Day 3. We've got the moderators in chats who are going to be dropping links for you guys today of everything that we show you. Here's that Rancor.
He's always here on time.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
And look who we've got over there.
Oh,
the baby. All right, I think we can get going. Yeah, let's get started.
Alrighty. Rock and roll. So we're gonna show you guys the newest stuff first, and then we can start making loops around to other things that we have previously covered. But there is a lot of new stuff to go over, and some of it is this is the first time that we're seeing some of these things, so we will do our best to explain to you. But here, our first swap out that we want to show you is the Marvel Podium. We have swapped out Silver Surfer and Doctor Strange, and now we do have Captain America and Taskmaster. These are both premium format figures. Let's start with Taskmaster, since I think Cap has been around a little while. He is available on our website. If he's back in pre-order, it might be because they are making more of the edition size. But this is the Taskmaster premium format figure. He is making his debut here at, or this is his convention debut. He is available for pre-order on our website currently. Very excited to be showing you this one, especially since it's kind of Taskmaster's big year. I mean, he is coming up in Black Widow. He is coming up in the new Avengers video game, which I cannot wait for. But this is, of course, tried and true comic book style Tony Masters, a.k.a. Taskmaster. Now, I don't have his exact height, but I do have the length of the figure because of his sword arm. He is 25 inches wide because he is brandishing that sword. Really, so you're going to want to make sure that you have a lot of space for him. He does have 2 editions. We are seeing the collector's edition right now, which is his skull portrait. The exclusive has a tactical armored version of his skull mask, but this is more concurrent with the classic Tony Masters. It is a mixed media piece. It is an entirely sculpted costume. Apart from what you are seeing is the fabric, hood, and cape. There is wire in the hood and cape for posing, and we do have it quite lustrously posed here. Has a very nice red interior with a
show that
textured white exterior.
There we go.
That really kind of adds to the sense of, like, it kind of gives it a sense of grit and substance and weight to it. He's not a character who would have a overly flashy cape. Woo! Oh my goodness, we're going to take an eye out. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the character or just want to hear the details of the statue, Taskmaster is known for his photographic memory and reflexes. He can perfectly copy any superhero's move after viewing it once, except for, of course, Deadpool, because Deadpool is a little hard to
get a beat on.
He's unpredictable. He is standing on a training facility base, which is a throwback both to his earliest appearances as well as the fact that a guy with that much skill and that much knowledge on the Avengers, he opens up a training facility for other mercenaries, thugs, and supervillain henchmen, so that he can teach them the tricks of the trade and how to get the drop on Avengers like Captain America or Black Widow. He is kitted out with his kind of Avengers busting kit. He does have a sword. He does have his trademark shield, a bow and arrow and quiver, and some firearms in the pouches at his sides. Now, unfortunately, we can't get around the podium to show you, but the Taskmaster shield does have his circular orange and blue T logo.
Let's see if I can even get a little.
It might be a little.
I just can't.
There are pictures on our website, though, so never fear. I do like that we also do have the Shield heroes, or I guess anti-hero and hero, together on display. A beautiful reimagining of his comic book costume, kind of with the the color's a little bit more muted to give him that modern feel.
That sculpted belt is amazing.
Yeah, and all the textures on that mimicking different types of fabrics. And I do like the fact that he's not in his complete pearly whites. I mean, you can even see on the boots, he does have a lot of kind of wear and tear detail, because this is a guy who has been through quite a few battles.
Absolutely.
This is a really cool piece for Taskmaster fans. Again, this is your year if you are a Taskmaster fan, so congratulations on that. This is available for pre-order on our website. You can check that out. See the exclusive edition at Sideshow.com. Next to him is the Captain America Premium format figure sculpted by Daniel Bell. Check out that beautiful contrapposto pose, that really pushing the energy forward, slight... my art majors know what I'm talking about, contrapposto. This is the exclusive edition we are seeing because he does have that Ultron Sentry in his hand. You can check the website to see if he's in the pre-order phase. I don't believe the exclusive edition is sold out if you are interested in getting that. But the other version is just another hand. I believe it's a fist for the back. He is entirely sculpted, and I do love this kind of tactical upgrade to his costume. One of my favorite elements of this is the black accents that run through the piece. You can see it most notably as the blue transitions to the red and white stripes, as well as there are some black patterns on his legs all throughout. Lots of different textures going on here. You can see the tactical knee pads. He does have the kind of mesh of the leggings of his costume. There's an homage to the classic fins up top. He is on a shield helicarrier base. This is a complementary base to the sold out Black Widow premium format figure, who also had pieces of Ultron Sentry on her base, which is really cool. So if you do have that, it's a perfect pairing. There's also complementary art prints released, I believe by Alex Pasenko and Ian McDonald. Long time ago on our website, though. This is a really, really heroic Captain America. And yeah, as you guys can see there, the shoulder pads and that top part of his armor with the star, that is the reference kind of to the classic cap scales or cap fin armor that is going on in there. So that is Captain America. I mean, red, white, and blue, kind of an essential version of this character leading the charge against the invading Ultron sentries. These two look really nice together.
They do.
All right, so we will check in with them later. That is our first new swap out.
This is the man in demand right here.
Yeah, he is the man of the hour. You guys have been asking, and here he is. This is the Bane Premium format figure. Yeah.
I'm going to step up on a ladder because I am 5'2", and it's a little tricky for me to get up here and get details for you guys.
We do have some quite tall pieces on display.
There we go.
I am spotting you, just in case. But this is Bane. This is the king of Peña Duro, the man who broke the bat. This is the newest version of Bane that we have created. He is entirely sculpted. You guys can see he does have those venom tubes running through his back and his arms. This is the collector's edition portrait you are seeing, and I believe the exclusive will have the classic larger eyes portrait, the kind of bigger red parts of his mask. He is, of course, as you would expect, rippling with muscles. He's also covered in kind of bruises and I want to say like that road rash kind of burn marks because he has been fighting. His knuckles are bloodied. And also, as someone pointed out, and we noticed kind of towards the end of our look at him last time, he does have blood coming from his knees. But whether or not that's his blood or maybe he's taken Batman for a spin on cracking his back, we don't know. That's up for you to decide with the story of this piece. Very physically intimidating. And if you guys, when we get a chance to show you, he is on display with a Batman premium format and the Scarecrow, and you can see just how physically intimidating this guy is and how he stacks up. He is also on top of a destroyed Batmobile base. Love the effects of the torn metal that you can see there and the tire that has been absolutely destroyed. I love the actual kind of peeling effect as if it is a burst tire, and you get a look at that kind of gravel and road that he has run the Batmobile into. And you get the sense that he's cracking his knuckles. He's ready for more. He has barely broken a sweat. This is Bane. This is the man who broke the bat. I know we can't get around to the back, but he does have that Venom tank on as well, which is super cool. And I always do love that kind of vibrant green pop against
absolutely
against his dark costume.
There we go.
Super cool. So that is brand new for Sideshow Con, first reveal. He wasn't teased earlier. He will have an RSVP page on our website soon if it is not up by the time we are already discussing this. So you can go to side.show/new. I've learned that is the shorter and quicker link. So side.show/new will show you what's new, and you can check out coming soon as well on our website. Alongside him, we do have the Batman Premium format figure, who is part of the newer version of the Trinity we have done. He has been out for a while, so he should be in stock on our website. He has a large fabric cape, and like some of the other characters we've seen who have kind of a more modernized element, he does have a more tactical bat suit to him. Lots of unique textures, especially there is texture on the bat symbol on his chest. And he has an elaborate kind of muted gold utility belt as a contrast to the typical bright cartoony yellow belt that he sometimes wears. Lots of different textures in this. A very detailed Arkham base as well. You guys are, if you're familiar with the character and his history, you'll kind of understand some more of the etchings, but there are some gravestones, some signs of madness on the gravestone of Amadeus Arkham, which is really cool. And then his cape does have a lot of the weather and dirt detail as you get further down into it. Alongside him, we also have the Scarecrow premium format figure, who is available for pre-order on our website. He did make his ghastly debut at San Diego Comic-Con last year. You are seeing the collector's edition portrait. The exclusive is a more jack-o'-lantern faced portrait. As I mentioned earlier on our 7 a.m. live stream, I do love this piece as much as you can love the fact that there is a zombie Jason Todd on the base. Because, of course, as we know, Scarecrow is known for his fear toxin and for manipulating the worst worries of your heroes. So this is a great pairing piece for Batman, because is this Batman's nightmare we're witnessing? Is this actually zombie Jason Todd? The purple fear toxin curling off the base adds a lovely pop of color surrounding the Robin that Batman just couldn't save, because the viewers voted to have him killed. I mean, that is one of my favorite comic book stories on the meta side ever. But back to Dr. Jonathan Crane. He is very detailed, entirely sculpted. I love his spindly frame and the balance that we have of this stance. He is like a walking, creeping nightmare himself. Lots of different textures going on, from the tattered pants, the burlap aspects that he has on him, even the straw of his hair and the kind of twine like elements that are holding his mouth shut. This is an incredibly detailed piece, kind of an essential look at Scarecrow. Absolutely terrifying. And that sickle that he's holding.
Sickle.
I love the detail that our artists put into these metal pieces, but man, it makes my skin crawl. This, you guys will see Odium later at the Court of the Dead podium. It just looks way too realistic. But rest assured, that is just an expert paint job. It is not an actual rusty sickle or gardening tool. By Jason Todd. God, like, it's so macabre, but I love the additional character that you get in that. So I don't know, call me crazy. But I think that's really cool. So next up, speaking of really cool and also really colorful, we have some new original pieces to show you, and we were very excited. This, we're going to focus on the Pumpkin Witch. This is a prototype. This is a new partnership we just announced today with artist Chris Sanders. You may recognize his style. He is a highly acclaimed animation writer, co-director. He has done his own cartooning. He is mostly known for his work on Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, and The Croods. He also has a comic called Kiskaloo that you might be familiar with. And he is known for his fantastical, very colorful pinup artwork. What we are seeing here is the Pumpkin Witch statue, which is the first Chris Sanders Artist Series piece that Sideshow is producing, and we are very excited to announce this. She will have an RSVP page later today, if that is not already available. This is super cute, evocative of the Halloween season, all of the brightest and best colors. I love that she is holding a pumpkin, and there is some added elements of playfulness that weren't present in the original pinup sketch. You can see some concept artwork on our blog as well. There is a mouse, a seasonal harvest mouse, peeking out of the pumpkin, and one of his signature cats designs, because Kiskaloo is a comic about a cat, but he does draw a lot of really cutesy cats. The cat is reaching for the mouse inside of the pumpkin. And a fun detail I just discovered in between these two streams, because I'm all, you know what, if they put words on the base of a statue, I'm gonna read them. The headstone says Mary Halbert, 1688 to 1715, I believe. Some of it looks purposefully kind of overgrown and worn in. And it says, pirate captain lost at sea when mermaids, and then I can't see what's behind that. But I had to look up Mary Halbert. I didn't know if this was a historical person, if this was someone he knew. That is actually another one of Chris Sanders' original pinup characters. So if you do search Chris
cool.
Sanders, Mary Halbert, you will see his adorable pinup pirate captain. So I do like that she gets a shout out in this Pumpkin Witch statue. Love the design of her tights, kind of that classic spooky Halloween crazy cats. There's something about the eyes of the cats on her tights that is like, that is the classic Halloween style. I don't really know how else to describe it. If you know, you know. But this is such a cute figure, very, very colorful, and we are very excited to have that on display here and to be working with Chris Sanders to do this piece. So next up, speaking of artists that we work with, we have worked with him historically, but this is the first time that we are taking on one of his original characters. This is the Sova statue by Adi Granov. We have previously worked on with him on licensed characters. He did the She-Hulk 1/5 scale Adi Granov artist series, and then the Iron Man Mark II Extremis suit as well. But this is an original character of his. She is a kind of post-apocalyptic biopunk biker chick. You can see that she's got that really cool, really fierce aesthetic. She does have a pet owl. Yeah, I love owls, so this is really cool. I don't think we've done owls on statues very often, but I love this. She's got a really fierce like moto outfit as well. I love the different kind of aesthetics that have gone into this. Arm tattoos, lots of different textures on the pants and boots, and then she is leaning up against some technological marvel that does really fit her industrial aesthetic. There are skulls in the base to kind of reinforce that post-apocalyptic feel. I believe she's about a 5th scale statue, but I don't have the exact measurements. This is the first time we are seeing her at the convention. And we are very excited. I know that historically, we've not only worked with Adi for statues, but of course with the art print program for some of his Marvel Comics art, and then his Marvel Cinematic Universe art, because he is a concept artist. He is a comic book artist extraordinaire as well. And we are really privileged to get to work with him. And I do love that our artists are taking the care, because we have worked with him for Iron Man and She-Hulk, to really get that signature coloration style that he does, that kind of watercolor, very bright, very, I guess bright's not the right word, but that really moody and color specific tone. So this is Sova. And if you're familiar with his original art, that's awesome. And if you're not, please do go look up the illustration of this character. It is absolutely gorgeous. So we do have a couple of originals for you as well. These were teased during the 12 days of Sideshow. We are very excited
I'm
to show
literally
these.
getting up on a ladder for you guys.
Yeah, Autumn is very safe right now. So we
There we go.
have 3 originals, ladies. These are all Sideshow pieces. These are statues. Let's start from the right-hand side. We do have the Dark Sorceress, Guardian of the Void. This is the first reveal beyond... Yeah, let's get the sword out of there. This is the first reveal beyond their silhouetted previews that you have seen. These were teased back for our holiday event, as I mentioned, but this is the first reveal. This is really for fans of different genres. We've kind of captured famous and iconic styles of characters that you would find in those genres. Dark Sorceress wields a mysterious power. You can see her communing with the darkness. She is touched by runes as she raises up from a ceremonial pedestal, which is really cool. It's got some arcane and eldritch mystery to it. She has a mystical staff with which she controls her power. And she is the guardian of the void, but is she protecting us from the void? Is she protecting the void from us? Or is something more sinister going on? There's a lot of fun visual storytelling elements with these pieces that you can then sort of draw your own conclusions for. She's very beautiful. She does have that ethereally pale, the terrifying kind of whited out eyes as she communes with the darkness. There is an exclusive swap out that will be that will make her even taller, if you can believe it. And it will be a gloom goblin creature of the void that she is summoning into her outstretched hand. So next, we have the Dragon Slayer, who is a warrior forged in flame. And all of these ladies do have subtitles that kind of help you understand their aesthetic, their place in their universe. And so this is our warrior forged in flame, in that she has been through many battles with dragons and she has come out victorious. And to honor her fallen foes, she has created armor from their horns and their skin, especially because what better way to fight dragons than becoming like a dragon? We imagine that the scales and skin are fireproof, so that would greatly help her in her battles. And as you can see on the base, the dragon is corrupted by a mysterious blight. It has been driven mad, and so it was needed to be put down. The corruption is peeling away from its face now that it has been freed of its curse, and we can't see, and there's absolutely no way to get around the podium. But the backside is really cool. There are parts of the dragon's face that have been completely stripped for their skin, and you can see the clean bone on the backside. This is really a beautiful piece that you need to see from all angles. She does have a fresh dragon skin cape as well. This is entirely sculpted though, so don't worry, we didn't source any dragons for this. She does have a bloodied greatsword as well as a serrated hunting knife, and this is a really fierce and beautiful piece for high fantasy fans, the ages of sword and sorcery. Lots of intricate detail on her armor. I love the gold accents with the kind of the black horn that you can kind of see that she has sculpted and carved herself. And you can see that the dragon on her base is missing pieces of its horn. She does have an exclusive swap out that is a helmeted portrait. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get to the top, but you guys can see like that horn has been severed somewhat on this dragon. So you can tell that she's really, truly a warrior forged in flame. Her trial is by fire. And she emerges from the flames victorious. She does have a swap out helmeted portrait known as the Dragon Horn Helm, and it gives her a really cool silhouette. It makes her appear more dragon-like as well, with the kind of shadowed eyes she has going on. This, I mean, I love them all so much, but as a Dungeons and Dragons player, I'm like, I want this one to be my next character, please. Finally, on the left,
I'm gonna actually climb down and move a
we're
little
gonna
closer.
readjust.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Bear with me.
Very delicate operation here.
Yes.
Only the best for you guys, because we know that a lot of people have been extremely excited to see these characters. So we are excited to show them as well. Watch the elbow with.
Yep.
There we
Yep.
go.
Okay.
All right. So here we have the Bounty Hunter. She is our galactic gun for hire, and that informs you that she is from the realm of science fiction. Of course, science fiction and bounty hunting have become inexorably linked. This is a really fun piece, very bright and colorful, kind of indicative of that galactic nebula sci-fi style. She is kitted out with robotic elements and bounty hunting equipment that help sustain her, like a life support system as she travels to distant lands. She does have a blaster in her hand. I do love that hair. If I could rock that, I would I would wear that hair. But another really fun element of this piece, of course, is the base, and I think we can see some of it here. A lot of these pieces, they just have detail going 360, but yeah, you guys can see it. She has crash landed her pod onto this moon, onto an alien creature that is still kind of struggling for life. It is trying to reach out and grab her. Now, was this her bounty, or was this just collateral damage? No one knows. That is up for you to decide, but she does have a really detailed space pod base that she is stepping out of. And I do love the panels and textures on her costume. This one is just a lot of fun. Again, if you are a sci-fi fan, if you are a pinup fan, these characters fit really nicely and neatly into different interests and genres, and they represent kind of essential characters. I mean, the warrior, the hunter, the witch, which is a really, really nice collection. We are so glad we get to show these to you now after their original debut as a part of 12 Days of Sideshow. So you guys can look for more of those. They do have preview pages on our website, and we will be updating to show you the figures beyond those silhouettes very soon. So you can RSVP, excuse me. Once again, that is side.show/new to check those out.
Okay.
Up next, we have some pieces from PCS. We're going to switch to the world of Street Fighter. I have a little bit more information on these than I did this morning. So these are unpainted prototypes you are looking at. And that backdrop, not just for effect, the backdrop does represent the lineup of characters that PCS hopes to accomplish. And you can actually see in the artwork the characters who are here. You can see them in their poses as they are in this gigantic image. So they will come in sets of 2. We do have some of the prototypes here. These are 8th scale pieces. And right now we are looking at, we do have Bison here, and he will be part of a Bison and Rolento set. And then we have Blanca and Fei Long in the back. Blanca was always my guy in Street Fighter, and I annoyed my brother by spamming his electric attack. I've learned now I have better techniques, but I will always have a soft spot for Blanca and how many battles I took my brother down in. And then we do have Ryu and Dawn, and you guys can see in the artwork, if we pan up a little, kind of by the Street Fighter logo, we see Ryu in that ready and waiting stance. We can see Blanca and Fei Long hanging out on that kind of electric box in the back of the artwork as well. And then Don with his noodles as he is in the statue. So it's a lot of fun. Really cool that PCS included that kind of reference artwork to show us where these designs were inspired. So these, again, early unpainted prototypes. Very excited to get to show you those. So you can check those out. They will have preview pages on our website soon as well for you Street Fighter fans out there. So, Street Fighter fans who are looking to get something that is available, you guys can check out. We do have a trio of Oni Akuma statues. The 2 up front, the first one on the left is the base Oni Akuma. He does come with removable translucent prayer beads that do magnetize to the base. I thought those were just precariously balanced there, but they do magnetize into the base. He does have a mixed media costume, sculpted belt around his waist, but he does have fabric pants. He does have LED light up hair and eyes as well. For those of you familiar with the terminology and the lore, Oni is a demon in Japanese mythology and culture. And so this is a more demonic version of Akuma. He has also taken on a purple hue, very detailed paint. And you guys can see that fabric pants there. There is some tailoring to that. And I do like that they've chosen the sculpted belt to hold that together. So the secondary statue here is the Oni Akuma Mad Demon, which includes the original portrait as well as this open-mouthed rage portrait, again with the LED light-up features. He also does come with those removable prayer beads and the same fabric mixed media costume that you can see. And in the back, we have the Oni Akuma Summer Demon. Also includes the light-up feature in the hair, you can see, but he does have a fully Oni portrait. He is wearing a mask. He also has more fabric and mixed media elements. He does have some fabric braided ropes. And I do believe the belt at his waist is actually sculpted, but I can't tell from here. It does look incredibly like fabric. He has some additional fabric elements evocative of traditional Japanese armor, kind of thinking samurai mixed with the Oni demonic heritage. And he does take on a blue hue in the Summer Demon statue. These are, I believe, in stock on our website. So you guys can check those out. You can order those for your collection and get those as soon as possible. So that's really cool. Street Fighter, PCS has covered almost every Street Fighter character that I can name. So if you are a fan of any of the Street Fighter characters, definitely check them out on our website. Go to the search bar because you are more than likely to find one of your favorite fighters there. So next up,
Just a few swap outs.
a few swap outs. So we have entirely swapped the Iron Studios display. The DC and It pieces are out, and we do have the Avengers here today. We actually have a number of Avengers from different films, including some of their own solo films. Let's start with the Iron Man, because that is not any Iron Man that we know. This is the Mysterio Illusion Iron Man from Spider-Man Far From Home. This is a zombified Tony, as we all know, of course, because of the guilt that Peter Parker felt, the grieving that he has been doing since Endgame. And I just noticed since the first time we looked at this, it was kind of like a shock and looking at the zombified face. But as you progress further down the figure, you can see that he becomes pixelized because he is one of Mysterio's illusions. So you do get to see that pixelization. You see the Mysterio kind of illusionary green colors going on that really pop against the Iron Man armor. You can also see the destroyed drone. That is what is projecting this image of Iron Man out for Peter Parker to see. There's a lot of detail in this piece. It's very creepy, but it does make a really great complement for any Spider-Man Far From Home collectibles that you may already have. And I do like, even the smoke is turning pixely.
It is.
So you can tell where the illusion is breaking. So next up, I think you know who I want to talk about.
Maybe.
This is the Thor 10th scale statue, and I'm willing to wager that this is from the Thor film because he never wore that beautiful helmet again. And if Kevin Feige is out there, please bring back the helmet. This was like, and I'm not even kidding, like one of my favorite Marvel props ever, and he only wore it for one scene in his original film. This is entirely sculpted. He is standing on top of a Bifrost base, kind of that etching that is burned in when someone summons the Bifrost, and it causes that really beautiful Celtic rune pattern. He does have a fully sculpted costume, as I mentioned, with the detailed kind of scaled armor on his arms. He does have a beautiful cape as well. This is kind of the young, heroic Thor, and whether or not this is before he's been banished and had to learn his worthiness, or this is the fully triumphant against the destroyer Thor, that is up for you to decide. Love this piece, and it's great to see again after seeing how much he has changed by the time we reach Avengers Endgame. And there's Mjolnir with all the detailed runes, and you guys can see we do have a Minico figure of his Endgame look. It's just how much he has changed. It's nice to go back to kind of his earliest appearance. Before we go on to the Minico, I do want to go to the next 10th scale statue by Iron Studios. This is Captain America from the first Avenger. You can see that he is in a battlefield trench kind of setup. He has his earlier version of the shield that is damaged. It has been shot at. And this is again, a young Cap who has changed so much by the time we get to the end of the cinematic universe that it's really cool to see just where they've come from. He does have what appears to be, I think that's a hexagon base, with the sculpted sandbags. I like that you can see the bullet casings. And then really interesting to note, they have this kind of puddle to give the sense that this is mud, this is an active training ground. So they do have that kind of resin applique that really, it catches the light and looks like water has cooled up on the statue, which is really cool. Again, he has an entirely sculpted costume for his earliest kind of Captain America, the fully coherent battlefield costume. So this is really cool to see. They are always really great with the painting details and capturing a lot of what makes the character so emblematic and iconic in that 10th scale.
Where do you want to go next? There's so many of these guys.
Let's just do what we can on the Minico figures. Let's start with the Endgame ladies, because I believe those are brand new. So this is Iron Studios' own line of Minico figures. It is a hyper stylized, very cute and just energetic version of these characters. I think they can really exaggerate the poses and the expressions because of the format of these characters. So we do see Pepper Potts from Avengers Endgame wearing her own rescue suit. We do have the helmet mask is up, so you can see Pepper Potts beneath that. She is also kind of rocketing off of her base because, of course, all the Iron Man pieces, it's just essential to catch them in an airborne pose, which is cool. So she does have that kind of translucent jet trail behind her. And then we do have next to her Captain Marvel in her new Endgame look. She does have the shorter hairstyle as well as the color inversed costume from the original. It's still the classic costume colors that make up her really iconic look, but they did do a really cool thing for that movie and swap the kind of majority colors from the red and the blue. She is firing up a photonic blast, and she similarly is in an action pose on one of those kind of destroyed rubble bases. And as you will see with all the Avengers Endgame figures, they do kind of have that final battle Avengers compound base to them, lots of rubble pieces. I think Thor even has a piece of the Avengers A on his base, so they do pair really nicely together. They don't interlock though, but they do make really great proximity pieces with one another. We also have Captain America and Iron Man from Endgame. We do have a worthy Cap with his broken shield and Mjolnir. The moment that resonated throughout the theater for like you could hear the cheers around the world as Cap was finally worthy of Mjolnir. And then we do have Iron Man's, I want to say this is like the Mark 80. But again, I do have a little trouble with the Iron Man marks sometimes. But this is Tony Stark's most upgraded armor. You can see those fins on the back. He is firing off some rockets, and he is jetting off from his base as well. Classic red and gold. And I really, really like the look of the two of them together. I mean, especially with Thor, who I know is on the other side of the podium. Like, that is the that is the big three
Yeah.
for the Avengers. But before we get to them, we do have a couple in the middle here. We have actually the Hulk from Avengers Age of Ultron, because we do know that the Hulk changed drastically by the time he got to Endgame, but this is the Age of Ultron Hulk, kind of the purple, the classic purple pants, the green rage. This is still a Hulk who doesn't have the intelligence of Bruce Banner, and this is a Hulk who has not yet been to Sakaar. So I do really like that they got a lot of, and I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but they got a lot of red tones in the paint that I think really make the Hulk look more alive, instead of going for green shadows, because we do see in the film he does still kind of have that red tone to him, but it really gives him a warmth and a vivacity that makes the figure look more lively, which I think is a really cool touch. Next to him, we do have Thanos in his full battle armor. He does have a base that complements the other characters, so this is probably the Thanos who arrives to take back what is his and undo the unsnap, which I think they called it the blip, or I forget what they called it in Spider-Man, but the reverse snap that brought everyone back. Of course, we know how Thanos felt about that. He does have his dual-edged sword, his incredibly detailed armor, and he's just ready for battle. We also want to check out in the middle, of course, I know we kind of have been skirting around him, not from any particular film, but of course fits with every Marvel collection. This is the Stan Lee Minico figure by Iron Studios. This is just, I mean, I always say Stan Lee collectible items and collector's items are a perfect way to have him cameo in your own collection. He is on a nice round figure base that actually does say Excelsior on the front. Yeah. That is, of course, Stan's catchphrase that means ever higher or always forward. His signature, his iconic signature is on the back of his director's chair. He's wearing his iconic green sweater, the shades, the smile, the mustache, that they just perfectly captured his sly humor and that knowing energy. And I think this makes a really nice tribute piece in your collection if you have any Marvel characters anywhere. I mean, he perfectly matches with any of them, and it's really nice to see him in that really cute Minico style by Iron Studios. So the last two Minico pieces we have on display, we have Iron Spider and then Thor from Avengers Endgame. Again, they are on the kind of destroyed base. Iron Spider has an especially metallic look to him. He does have the 4 spider arms as concurrent with his movie suit. Lots of detail in this piece. Very, very cute. I think Spider-Man looks really great with those big eyes because of the way that his suit mask already appears. And he's doing the kind of three-point superhero pose, ready to activate kill mode, perhaps. And then we have Thor from Avengers Endgame. I've pointed this out on any Avengers Endgame Thor pieces we've seen. I do love that they always get the two-toned eyes, because we know how he lost his eye in Ragnarok, and then Rocket Raccoon had a less than agreeable solution for him, but it works.
An eye laying around.
He does have his slightly larger physique, his braided beard. That was like when he summoned his armor and his kind of Odin beard got braided. I thought that was really cool. He does have the Stormbreaker axe as well, because as we know, Cap has Mjolnir currently. He is leaping into battle, and as I mentioned before, you can see the sliver of the Avengers A from the compound on his base. All right.
Are we ready to move back there?
Yeah, ready to move to the back to the 10th scale statues. These again are from Avengers Endgame, or Avengers Age of Ultron, excuse me. We have the Hulk on the left, and then we have the Hulk Buster on the right. Extremely detailed. Again, these characters, I mean, when compared to, I think, Thor and Cap, those are true representative 10th scale human beings. Mm-hmm. But then we get the 10th scale Hulk, and even bigger still, the Hulk Buster. And so these are immensely detailed, large, but still 10th scale pieces. They are posed kind of in dynamic action poses that really do complement the action going on here, especially if you want to get the 1-2 punch of their battle after being challenged by Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Again, lots of detail. You can tell let's see if you can get in there. The sculpted pants have a lot of detail that look like fabric. He does have kind of a hexagonal pattern for the flexing parts of the costume. Because if I recall correctly, these are specifically designed Hulk pants that won't shred when he transforms. So you can kind of see the design aesthetic in there that is all these different pieces of
That's smart because there's only so many purple pants you can find out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I do, like, I think as I get more past the just like, oh, it's Spider-Man, oh, it's Hulk, it's Thor, the design choices that people make to bring these pieces to the screen, or with the Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4, those things of like, this is how this suit would practically function.
Yes.
Costume designers are incredible. Really like those design touches. So I do like that they captured that in the 10 scale. And then of course the Hulkbuster is incredibly detailed. All of those different panels and armor bits. We could go over that for hours, but I don't think we will. I think we'll just do a quick pan on that and you can see for yourself. All right. We do also have some larger scale Iron Studios pieces that have swapped in today. We do have the Thanos quarter scale and Captain America Deluxe quarter scale from Infinity War and Endgame. Let's start with Thanos. I believe he is in stock on our website. This is Thanos, who has finally accomplished his lifelong goal. And isn't it nice that the Avengers never ruined that for him? This is the Infinity War Thanos. He does have the fully completed gauntlet at this point, and I do like that you can actually see the detail of like chainmail between the knuckles of the gauntlets, if we can kind of get in there. Fully sculpted piece as well. They have done an exceptional job with the fabric-like textures and patterning in his suit over underneath the armor elements. He does have wear and tear on him as well at the boots. He does have a Wakanda-themed base, and with that you can see there is a Captain America shield accessory. That was the new Wakandan shield that he was given for the kind of final battle. And then we have the Captain America Deluxe, and this is the Captain America who is taking his final stand against Thanos in Endgame. We can see that he has battle damage on his portrait here. I do believe this piece comes with a number of swap outs, so if you want the full details, you can check it out on our website, and I think he is shipping now. But we are seeing him with this fully completed shield, and if I recall correctly, there are broken bits of the shield. There is a swap out Mjolnir, of course, because we know how that goes. Fully detailed, fully sculpted costume as well, and he is standing on the base of the Avengers compound. There are a matching Thor and a matching Iron Man quarter scale piece from Iron Studios that have other aspects of the Avengers compound. And this is a weary soldier who is ready to put this war to rest. You guys can also see that kind of classic reference to the scales in the top part of his armor as well, which I love. I've come to deeply appreciate the cap scales on his costume. Woo! All right, next up, this is a really cool podium. We got a lot of stuff going on here, so we're going to try to do our best to take you through as much of it as we can.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the factory entertainment replicas. We have, first of all, we have 3 pieces from the Aquaman film. We see replicas, these are scaled prop replicas as well. We see Atlanta's trident, we see Aquaman's trident, and then we see Orm's trident. Aquaman's is, of course, the gold Atlantean trident. They do have detailed etchings on them. I really like the, and I play Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't know all the weapon terminology, but that kind of almost like, not quite a Morning Star, but like a mace-like end of Orm's trident, very warlike for his character. You do see Aquaman's really kind of inspirational and aspirational golden trident, and then Atlanta's as well has a little bit more of a subdued and not as polished look to it, which I really like. Kind of gives it a sense of age and youth and Atlantean heritage, if you will. So these are all scaled prop replicas from Factory Entertainment. I believe they are available for pre-order on our website, so you can check that out. And also from Factory, we have the Golden Gun prop replica. Of course, 007, the man with the golden gun.
Let me see if I can get this without the glare. Hold on.
It does have, yeah,
there's a lot of glare on this. Let's see.
Kind of mimics the feel of the plexiglass we used to be shooting through. You guys can kind of see that there is even etching on the collectible case here that does say 007. It does say the man with the golden gun.
There we go. I can get it this way.
Take a look at that. I mean, this is an incredible prop replica. It does come with a medallion inside that kind of has some of the specs on it, and you can see the maker's logo as well. Really detailed. Just this is really cool. I mean, this is a ready to go display
there's the
piece.
etching. I couldn't catch it before.
Yeah.
There.
I promise I'm not just making things
Yes.
up. Very detailed prop replicas all. Now let's see. We kind of got, now everything else here is kind of a little bit mixed, so we'll do our best to point things out. But we do have precious metals fine collectibles from New Zealand Mint, and then we do have pewter collectibles from Royal Selangor. So this is the Hogwarts Castle silver coin from New Zealand Mint.
Let me see what I can. There we go.
Beautifully detailed. These are all highly reflective, so do please bear with us as we do our best to show these to you, but they do come in protective casings, of course, because these do have significant value. These are precious metals, highly detailed with all of your favorite fandoms. And yeah, it's super, super reflective. And I don't know if you can see because of the way that the light is reflecting, but there is Hedwig the owl on the left side of the coin's image. Yeah, I think that's
there
a little,
we go.
It's a slightly different reflective material than the castle. So in the right lights, you can see that come to life.
Pretty cool.
Let's see if we can stick with the coins for just a minute.
Yeah.
So we have a Boba Fett helmet 2-ounce silver coin here in a protective case. Excuse me. Reflective.
And it's also reflective.
Reflective, protective. They've even got the kind of classic details of the helmet damage on this here. You can see obviously the darker aspects of the visor. They've put a lot of detail into this precious metal piece to recreate Boba Fett's helmet in a high quality and valuable format. Now there are 2 silver coin collectibles from the new Star Wars trilogy, and I do really like these because both of them have the colorized aspect that says Star Wars. It features multiple characters from their side of the Force, and then there is the silver portrait of the character as well. So we do have Rey and we do have Kylo Ren featured here.
Get up there for you guys. There we go.
And then also from New Zealand Mint, we have the Star Wars A New Hope silver foil.
Okay.
These are highly detailed images on silver sheets that are legitimate precious metals. And you guys can see this is the classic Star Wars poster, of course, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I wonder what audiences thought when they were first getting into this. Beautiful, highly detailed, and it also comes in a protective casing because this is, again, precious metal. This is silver foil.
You can see a little bit, if I get this angle, you can see the texture of that stamped silver.
Yes.
There we go.
Very, very cool. I'm glad we're able to kind of pick that up on the camera, despite all the lights and
You want to go over to the other ones?
Yeah, we're gonna finish up with the New Zealand Mint, and then we'll go to the Royal Selangor just to kind of keep it all together. So additionally, we do have 2 more stamped silver foils. We have Detective Comics number 31, and then we have Action Comics number 1. Again, highly detailed. I do love that these look like slabbed comics as well. But it is, again, the silver precious metal. They got all of the classic branding and detailing on these comic book recreations. 64 pages of thrill-packed action. Action Comics, 10 cents. That was back when comic books were 10 cents. If you know anything about the comics hall that Paul Hernandez and I are on, comic books definitely do not cost that much these
they
days.
sure don't.
But again, these are not readable comic books. These are stamped silver foils, recreations, incredibly vibrant and high fidelity recreations of classic covers. Oh yeah, and there is one more. This is the Batman 1-ounce silver coin. This is the Chibi Batman. Again, as with the Boba Fett and the other Star Wars pieces, this is a actual coin made of precious metal silver. Super cute. I do love that they chose the unconventional shape and then the hyper stylized version of Batman for that coin collectible, and it also comes in a protective case. So additionally, I love this little do-si-do we're doing.
I know.
We have
over here.
pewter collectibles from Royal Selangor, from, again, all your favorite licenses, Star Wars, Marvel. We've even got Cinematic Marvel, and then we have DC as a recreation of more classic covers. But let's focus on Jedi Master Yoda. This is the Jedi Master Yoda pewter collectible. There is a lot of detail in these pieces, as you will see. These are not just smooth. They have lifelike textures. They have incredible detail in the costume work. And You will see that as we move through. There is also a TIE Fighter pewter collectible that has all those panels that the side wings of the TIE Fighter actually have, which is really cool. And they've gotten the kind of mechanical workings cast in pewter here. This one also does have a stand that shows it kind of in flight and in motion. Next up, we have the Darth Maul figurine. This is another pewter collectible, and this one has a lot of that etching detail kind of in his Sith robes, especially in the skirts. He is taking his battle stance with his iconic dual-edged lightsaber. And I do like the
I love the
we're
motion. Doing the gesture.
This
right?
is, yeah,
what do you call it?
The dual gesture, like the come here,
the
fight
come
me.
Here, bring it on.
Yeah, the bring it on. This is the Iron Man Infinity War figurine pewter collectible. Again, inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This one does have, as opposed to the characters with the kind of fabric costumes, this one has a lot more of a reflective texture because it is an Iron Man suit. This is specifically, I believe, the Mark 50 based on his nanotech armor, so you can see the kind of smoother curvature and lines as opposed to the hard separation of panels. And there is a very unique kind of black matte base for the figure that really lets the pewter shine, which is cool. Then we got some Marvel comic book inspired pieces. This is the Phoenix Arising figurine, as featuring Jean Grey as the Phoenix. You see her fiery wings. I really love the texture in her bodysuit that kind of gives it that darkness as well. Comic book inspired, highly detailed, and then she does have a support base. This is a pewter collectible. Again, all of the Royal Selangor pieces are pewter collectibles. High quality, very, very nice display pieces in your collection. And then there's the Thanos figurine in the back. He was, I believe, on display at San Diego Comic-Con last year. And I do love the pop of gold that he has for the Infinity Gauntlet. And I can't tell because it kind of looks like there's colored aspects for the gems as well.
Let's see. I can't get up there to see.
I know, and I'm on my tippy toes. It looks like there are pops of color to represent the Infinity Stones. So that is a really nice detail. This is mostly inspired by his, I believe it's mostly his comic book appearance, but there is, I mean, he's kind of indelibly linked with the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, and he is also on a unique matte black base that does have some skulls in it because he is always in pursuit of pleasing his Lady Death. Very, very cool and kind of evocative of not quite the come and get me pose from the Infinity War covers, but a very triumphant and victorious Thanos pose. Finally, from Royal Selangor, we do have a pair of DC Comics figures. I do like that we've paired the New Zealand mint silver foil with the Royal Selangor Superman gilded statue, so you can kind of see this is now a third dimension of that iconic Action Comics cover. He is actually himself gone from the cover because you can see that he is coming out at you, and I really like that detail as well. It is as if we are in the image and Superman is coming towards us, saving us and stopping the car from crashing. And it is gilded, so it is in a slightly different pewter material. Then we have the Batman figurine. I do like that he has a kind of shinier bat signal. You can see that there's a lot of different textures going on in this as well as finishes that give him gloss and matte elements. This is kind of an essential version of Batman. He does have a simple black base. I know that Superman's has his logo on it, so I can't tell if Batman's does too.
I can't tell either.
Unfortunately, it is very far back on the podium, but we are doing our best to show that to you. But that is another high-quality pewter figurine collectible from Royal Selangor. Those two look really good together.
They do.
All right. We have more to cover. How are we doing on time?
We're doing okay.
We're doing okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got some Unruly Industries pieces. Let's focus on the newest characters to come through Unruly. As you know, we love to work with artists, and that's kind of the focus of Unruly, letting these artists take on characters that inspire them, that they love, they like doing the styles of. This is artist Tom Whalen. He is known for his vector art. I believe he has been featured in Wonderground Gallery. I think he's done some pins for Mondo. But this is his Whalentology collection. 3 dinosaurs done in very whimsical styles. we do have the Mosasaur, who is a pirate. I'm sorry,
You did not pronounce that quite right.
I want to protect my voice. The pirate R, I think, will put me over the edge and kind of throw my voice for the week.
You start it and I'll finish it. Ready?
The Mosasaur. Thank you. Perfect. That's teamwork. I love him, and I love his little multicolored teeth. You guys can see in the coloration, kind of that inspired by the vector art. You can see the harsh lines of shading where the figure kind of gets and changes color. He's very whimsical as well. A typically nautical dinosaur has been given an appropriate profession. Then we have in the middle the Gentleman Rex.
So
He is
dapper.
a dapper Tyrannosaurus. Again, you can see that kind of vector art style. I do like that in this lighting, a lot of it does look like natural shading, but there are very noticeable divides. He's got a little cane and a top hat and a monocle as well. And his tiny little arms.
Let me see if I can get around to
So
show you
cute.
the. Here we go.
So cute. And then in the back we have the Brachionaut, the dinosaur in the stars. He has a number of really cute patches on his flight suit, including herbivore, Cretaceous. You can see all of his different dinosaur affiliations. Very, very cute going on here. He does have a domed helmet. And again, that vector art, and I think that one really comes across really nicely in the figure because there is a clear divide down the center of his suit. All of these designs are by Tom Whalen. They will be available for through Sideshow and Unruly Industries soon. You can check out, I believe they have preview pages now, so you can see that on our website.
I think we have time to show one more set, and then we can save the rest because we'll still have plenty more live streams to do.
Yeah, so let's do the Kano Pieces.
Yep.
I think this is their convention debut. We didn't get to the new Atomic Misfit or Court of the Dead, but we will check those out for you guys
And
later.
we'll finish up the rest of Unruly later as well.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we have a request live stream, so
Yes.
shout out what you want to see. Right here, we've got a Marvel set. These are all sold individually, but these are designer collectible toys by artist Kano. You may also recognize Kano from the Ghetto Blaster figure that we have done with Unruly Industries. So here we see Captain America, Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Wolverine. These are New York streetwear-inspired versions of these characters. Very fun, keeping in consistency with their character types. You see that T'Challa is super, super hip. With the headphone speakers. Can we go back to Black Panther?
Yep.
With the headphone speakers, you can see that he does have the kimoyo beads as well. I do like that they got that Kano got the kind of the lines, the vibranium lines of his suit into his face as well. Then we've got Logan, we've got Wolverine on the side here. He does have his adamantium claws and dog tags, which are a nice touch for the character. And then he's got those classic kind of tiger stripe elements to his X-Men costume here. Then, of course, we've got Peter Parker, who's ready for a selfie or perhaps to catch the next scoop for the Daily Bugle. He has his Spider-Man mask hoodie up, lots of textures running through this one. Very colorful, very bright, and I do love that each of them has an element that is so signature to the character. And for a modernized streetwear version of Peter Parker, it would be a cell phone as opposed to a clunky digital camera. And then, of course, we've got Captain America, the kid from Brooklyn. He does have his shield. He is giving a salute. And I do like that they have gotten the helmet wings on this piece. Because, Cap always has that kind of wing on his helmet. But the OG, when they actually popped off of the helmet, this is a lot of fun. You can see that he's got multiple stars on his costume, including on his shoes and his undershirt as he gives the salute. These are really fun, just really creative versions of these pieces. And they may be the exact characters. They may be Cap, Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Wolverine, or they might be cosplayers. They might be people who their own style is inspired by these heroes as they are represented in modern pop culture.
Okay. I think we can take a look at the scoops too.
Yeah, while we're here,
sometime.
take a look at the scoops. Nice way to chill off on a hot summer day. This is the Marvel One Scoops collection by artist Eric Scoggin, who is actually a part of the Unruly Industries team. Really cool that he got to express his own artistic vision here. He's into work that is quirky and offbeat, and so this was a homage both to Marvel's one-shot comics, but also the ice cream cones and popsicles of your childhood, of legend, of course. So each of them takes on a different ice cream aspect to them. Cool thing is that the cones do come out of the hands. They're not able to stand outside of the hands though, but they are fun for playing with. Again, please don't lick these. They're not food items, but they are really detailed, and I love them. So we do have the Ghost Rider one scoop. He is kind of melting himself. Don't know how that's working out for him, but you can see the droplets of fire hair ice cream melting onto him. I don't know if I can take this out because I don't know if these are prototypes, so I think we can get in close. You can see each of them has a waffle cone, but Ghost Rider has a kind of faux paper wrap, which is painted on. It's not actually paper, but it does have his Hellfire chains wrapped around him.
I love it.
Each of the characters has a fist holding their own representative ice cream cone that is severed at the wrist. And instead of just ending it there, Scoggin chose to really creatively add an element that represents each character. So Ghost Rider has Hellfire coming out of his wrist, and I like that he's got the punk kind of biker spikes on his wrist as well. Next up, we have Deadpool, whose eyeballs were inspired, of course, by the classic gumballs of all of your favorite pop culture popsicles. He's got a lot of textures in him, too. He is the most melty of these, I think. And then Deadpool's wrist, which I don't think we can get around.
I'm going to try to get around a little bit
Do your
to
best.
show you.
Yeah.
There it is.
Because he's the regenerating degenerate, and we're all used to seeing him severed and torn apart. He does actually have exposed bone and kind of Deadpool skin there, which is pretty funky to look at, but it is really cute in this one scoop style. And then we do have Venom the Symbiote, of course. He's got a nice swirl going on with the eyes, the tongue, the dripping texture. And I do like the purple kind of inside of his mouth. His hand does have claws on it, and then the back of the symbiote is doing that really cool, almost like ferrous metal fluid of when you cut it off, the symbiote is reconfiguring, reforming, so you see all those little tendrils kind of eking out. And I think that's a great... It's just so representative of the Unruly Industries artists that they think about these pieces in 3 dimensions. These are all designer collectible toys. They're dynamic. They're meant to be displayed, but they're also meant to be interacted with in some way. So the artists do think about these from all directions, 3 full dimensions and 360 degrees.
All right. You know what? I think we're going to start wrapping things up, but we are going to come back again at noon for the all request episode of this. So you're going to come back at 12. We're going to actually put a poll up in the Facebook group to find out what you guys want to see more of. And we will start that live stream with the winners of that poll. So make sure you go to the Facebook group, which is Let Your Geek Side Show. Watch for the moderator post asking what you'd like to see on the all request and go vote. And that's what we'll start with.
Heck yeah. And I know there's some stuff we didn't get to, so you guys can just say the new stuff you didn't get to, and we'll also take care of that. Check out our blog for the daily schedules, photo updates, contest reminders, and more. You can check that out at sideshow.com/blog. For all the updates from the show, go to side.show/con. Stay on our social media. Tune in again on YouTube. We will be back at noon Pacific. And until then, I think that's all we've got. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and don't forget to let your geek side show.